Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku. We also had where he went to go talk with Kendo. He was looking for Bakugo, but he found her instead. He told her about his feelings about coming back from the dead. And she, during this conversation, realized a few things. Deku, he showed genuine emotion. He showed empathy. He cared. He came here with a bag full of supplies he knew they needed: ammunition, morphine, antibiotics, blood bags, you name it. Stuff that they couldn't find and had trouble finding, getting their hands on. All this for Setsuna. Along with that, he left. He was in the manor. If he had any ill intention, he could have done something. Hell, he could have snuck in and murdered them in their sleep. Either somebody wasn't on guard duty, or he knew their routine. And this, it made Kendo intrigued. She already had reserves about trusting him, like Bakugo does. And everybody else, they're willing to work with the devil they know. But now there's this: a wrench. How does it fit into everything? And while that was happening, we had Bakugo Katsuki, who, speaking of the devil you know, Stain, turned into that. He finally lost his mind and succumbed to his infection. And he threw Bakugo out of a 3-story window and he landed on a car, before he ran off and was able to make an escape. Sting got preoccupied with a few other things. Meanwhile, he should have found a safe place to hide and ran into Kami and her group. People from Shigechi High, along with another hero school. They were able to get back to the tower, the place where their group resides, but not before running into a new infected. One that looks more human than the others. However, it does have bone-like projectiles it can fire or throw. He doesn't know. He just knows he saw one of them get thrown into a hood and then they stuck. It's not good. Whatever's out here is new, and he doesn't know too much about it. However, he is also dealing with a very bad injury. Probably 2 or 3 broken ribs. At first he thought it was 1, but the more his adrenaline began to calm down, he realized the damage was more serious than that. And with that being said, we do currently have him. Last night he got some strange radio interference. Someone on the radio. But he assumed it might have been a crazy. It just seemed off. Either it was that, or someone just messing with people. He'd like to believe it to be the former rather than the latter. But then it does mean quite a bit. And he does currently got to get out of bed, trying to think about what exactly to do. If they get back to Stain's group, they warn them, that'll do them some good. Though he's got to find out where exactly they are and go on from there. Bakugo going to gather room and try to move a little slowly. He's hurt. His adrenaline has calmed. But now, the painkillers he's been given, they're also not too effective. He might need surgery. He doesn't know too much about dealing with broken ribs, but he's not sure there's much he can do. Not without either opening them up to inspect the damage, or just being careful on them. Assumedly, you can mend them somehow. He just needs to talk to Chizaki, see what methods he might have. He's a pretty damn good doctor. Then again, he's at UA. They're going to need him anyways. It's time he got back to the manor. These thoughts going through his head as he does head to the top floor, getting into an elevator and proceeding up. Now, when he does go to arrive, he does go to walk down a hallway and up a flight of stairs, making his way through a door and onto the roof. And there currently is Kami, who does sit there, staring up at the gray sky. Sometime yesterday, the clouds rolled in. It's gonna rain. It's going to rain. It sounds nice. Being in a city whenever it happens, it could be pretty. Out there, it was worse. The roads were flooded. Some of them dealt with landslides. The ground started shaking and things weren't easy to traverse. It brings back good memories, some from before, but also does remind her of the more recent ones. This going through her head, hearing a sound and turning, seeing Bakugo. Her turning back to her cigarette and going to take in a puff, before he does get to ask her what she's doing out here. I'm thinking. Are you? I was gonna try and get another signal. We're pretty high up. I've been get much sleep? No, I didn't. Listen, I'm still a little exhausted, and pretty sure I hurt more than just my ribs. I took a pretty nasty fall, alright? I need to get into contact with our doctor. I know what channel he's on, but I'm out of range. If I can get to the radio station, then maybe I can talk to him. Though at this point, it might just be easier to head to UA. You guys are stationed at UA? Well, yeah, we are. Sort of. Not some of my group is. It's a very complicated thing. We have a safe house there, sort of, but we also have some other safe houses. Two other buildings. We haven't gone back to one of our old ones, though. It was compromised. And that's all I'll say about that. Compromised how? Something was outside. We don't know how to explain what it was. When we went back outside, it was burned. And that's it. Burned? Everything. The middle of winter, covered in snow. All we saw was steam and melted ice. Hell, we drove on the road whenever it should have been covered in snow. We followed its path until we got back to an area that was a little bit more frozen over. It was a bit of a slow drive then, but still made it back to our home. None of us can explain that. That's what I mean. Seriously? Listen, we need a map. The longer we wait, the more daylight we're gonna burn. Fine. I'll talk to some people. Though, gather your things. I'll have to talk to our group. One of our cars are messed up, so we might have to take one of the others. The one with the hole in the hood? We still need to check it, but I don't think anyone's gonna want to use that one. You think you guys can be okay? We've got at least 4 other cars. Seriously? Our group's a little large, as you've seen. There was a lot more of us, though. Now we're just down to 19. Right. Okay. Get loaded up. Whenever I have the word, I can send someone up to get you. Fine. But we need to make a stop and warn Stain's people. If they don't know, then it's gonna be bad. We can do that. Are they allies, or are they like him? He trained them, but I doubt they've gone off the deep end. Okay, fine. Just hurry before I change my mind. There are gonna be rules, though. You are handing over all of your weapons. If I have to search you to find one, I will. Fair? That's fair. Okay? Just don't point a gun at me the whole time. And be careful with your trigger finger. I make no promises. Though, gonna be hard to drive with a gun pointed in your face. I'll give you that. It's not easy. Fine, I gotta go. Bakugo turning to leave. And Kami does try to finish her cigarette before she does have to somewhat shake off the exhaustion she does feel. She's a little paranoid. This guy is promising things that sound too good to be true. Some of their people are sick, others are exhausted. They have been trying to survive, but every time they turn around, there's something new to try and fucking kill them. There's crazies, as Bakugo calls them. There's these zombies that have fucking spikes and shit. The jaguars, as he called them. He told a few stories. Some sound off-putting, and others sound downright terrifying. And this, Kami does try to give to her group. Since right now, a few of them do gather together and try to talk. And obviously, there is some discourse about all this. If Kami goes to this guy and she doesn't return, it's going to be bad. I mean, they won't know where to find her. They at least need to know this place, know where it's located, in case anything happens. They've heard her mention UA, but all of them, they are not sure about that. If any of those things they've seen out there are at UA, no. They want to avoid it. But the fact that Bakugo brought it up does somewhat intrigue them. Their doctor is there. So that certainly does mean quite a bit. And we do currently have 30 minutes later, where someone does get a knock on the door, and he does go open it. Turning and looking up, caught a little off guard as Shindo does gonna bring his hand up and talk about it. Currently, going to push into the door. That, Kami's downstairs. Thanks. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. We put it up to a vote. If you and her don't come back within 3 days, we're gonna hurt you. We're gonna find you. Alright? It won't take 3 days. It's gonna be a few hours. We're giving you 3. It's been hard for us to move out there. We don't know the area like you do, so that's why we're giving you 3. Now this place, you're gonna tell us anything about it? Because so far we've heard you mention UA. Have you heard of the Manor Group? No. Haven't met friendly faces. The ones we have met have either been not human, or they've shot at us. Or they tried to chase us down. Fine. That's our group. It's a place outside of town. That's all I'll tell you. Large building. That's it. Which direction? Bakugo turning his head and going to point before expressing. It's going to be that way. It's not too far. Probably at 30 No, no, probably not 30 anymore. Okay, fine. She's waiting for you. Alright? And remember the damn rules. Bakugo, aware of this. Before he does, gonna head downstairs and meet Kami. Her sitting in a truck. And the two, they do to head off. Currently trying to drive out of the garage and make a few things quite clear to each other. She does have a gun. He doesn't. He's still got that bulletproof vest. However, a bullet to the head doesn't care about a fucking vest. And fact is, she's a lot more intrigued to know exactly why the doctor is at UA. Her trying to ask all these questions. While the two, they do speed down the road. Bakugo slowing and taking a left. Before the radio, it does have a bit of static come through. It quickly going to clear. And she does a turn, going to somewhat bang her hand on it, trying to talk about how the stupid thing stopped working. What do you mean? We're pretty sure the wires are going bad. I mean, some of these cars are a lot beat up. I could tell. This thing looks like it might be on its last leg. Trust me, it might look that way, but it's gotten us pretty far. Has it? So what exactly happened at Shigechi? Hmm? What do you mean? I mean, just what happened before. You know, when all this stuff kind of kicked off. Oh, that's a complicated thing. How complicated? All Might and a lot of pros were in town on our side. So, day one, or I guess zero, whatever, the day the outbreak happened, a lot of people were overwhelmed fast. Was it the same way for you? Not really. It was slower. 3 days. 3 days. For what? Her fumbling for something, before slightly rolling down the window and lighting another cigarette. Talking about, it took 3 days for it to fully go down. The day Shigechi High, they evacuated. The day that people noticed a pattern. It wasn't good. It just, they messed up. How so? I mean, people were being tested, people were trying to understand what was happening, but no one did. That's just it. It's hard to tell what you're looking for whenever everyone has it. It's hard to know who you can trust whenever all of a sudden pro heroes go ballistic, and then the others should have worked together to take them down. And then they start acting up. They go crazy. Got to an evacuation site and stayed there for I don't even know how long anymore. Days blend together and then that fell apart. Then we left. Tried to find safe places and just go from there. Eventually heard a rumor and followed it. That was all. Right. Hang on. Them going to pull into an alleyway and then go to park. Kami watching while he does go to walk over and pound on a metal door. Her turning her head and trying to look around for any infected. However, this does have her concerned. Watching as Bakugo, he does go to talk to the door for a second, or at least to face away from her. Assumably, someone on the other side might be there. Though if they aren't, this is going to be rather the metal door beginning to slide open, making a lot of noise. Him running back over to the car and going to get in. Before he does a drive inside and people do quickly go to swarm the vehicle. Them going to gather around as Kami, she does go to get out and hold up her weapon. People staring at this as someone just comes running up, yelling about it. About how they all talked about what the fuck to do. And what do they do? Now, all of them get back to where they were. They've got a lot of shit to do. A lot of things they still need to make and figure out. Along with that, they still need to gather food. Someone gonna turn, yelling out for a team that they need to find out what happened to their water collection guys. And this does give the person a turn, expressing. So what's he doing here? Hmm? Listen, we have a problem. What is it? Kami staring at this guy, who does have purple hair. He looks a little, muscular. Then again, he also is a bit strange to her. The man with knives on his belt, along with the fact that he does have some fingerless gloves, and a machete on his back. Shinso talking about it. So what happened? Hmm? Listen, I don't have time for this. Where's Janet? Anyone else? More of the people here. What do you mean? I'm saying, where's everybody else? I don't know. We've lost the contact. You what? It's been a little difficult, alright? Why are you here? I assume it's not to try and help out? Not to try and catch up on your training? Not right now. Listen. Him leaning in, expressing with a whisper. Stain lost it. And Shinso, his face does get a drop. Kami watching his expression. Before he does a push back and then go to express. What is he talking about? Listen. Stain attacked me. He broke my ribs and he killed our other guy. He's dead. That's it. Everyone needs to get ready with some weapons. If he comes by, he's not going to show mercy. I mean, you're all in danger. We'll keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to have to move then. Hey, I'm going to turn. Before, he has to yell out a few names and express to everybody that they do need to get things packed up and leave. This place isn't safe anymore. They need to switch channels and make sure to tell anyone they can. Abandon emergency channels and make new ones. Talk now and pick a number. Since the man upstairs might be listening now. And people, the moment they heard that phrase, they go to move quickly. And Kami is a little surprised seeing the efficiency in all of this. I mean, these are well-armed people. Some of them are teenagers. Some look like adults. But they all move and work well. Her turning to Bakugo and asking if these are his people. I know them. Don't have it be fooled. There's not a lot of them. Though, there are also some people from the city. They all like to work together. When they can, get along, at least. We're trying to prepare for winter. What do you expect? I expect we can trade. We have good resources at the manor. Sure. What do you need? Guns? We'll need a few things. Medicine if you got it. That's always needed for us. Along with that, some manpower would be nice. I'd be willing to come along. But we just have to manage a few things here. maybe when we get things sorted out, we might consider your deal. I know a few people have talked about it. It's been up for discussion, but you guys have been a little isolationist ever since that guy died. It's just drop that. Fine, fine. But him stepping forwards and going to whisper and address to Bakugo. And he does get a turn. The two quickly leaving as he has to try and catalog it mentally. Make sure not to forget where that might be. And Kami does get to follow Bakugo before they're allowed to go out and they do go to leave. Her a little impressed. City folk, well organized, well armed, and from what she can tell, innovative. She's pretty sure she saw something on a table, maybe something along the lines of a bomb. She definitely doesn't want to mess with those guys. Though if they're all allies, then that could be helpful. Good? Maybe Bakugo isn't pulling her leg. And they didn't try to grab her. So maybe she could be a little less upfront with his gun. These thoughts go through her head, thinking if she can trust him or not, wondering if she can. He's earning it. And that she's trying to keep in mind. Don't give him an inch, because then he'll take a lot of it. And then she'll be forced to put someone else down. And that, it does cross her mind. Before the two do go to head out towards the manor. Eventually, pulling up to the gate, and someone does get to see the vehicle in the distance. Bakugo climbing out and bringing his hands up, waving them over his head as he does have a pained expression on his face. Before someone, they do come to drive down the driveway and open the gate for him. And this does alarm their guest, especially because when they come in, they're seeing a lot of land, a big house. I mean, there's clearly people here defending the place. I mean, out by the gate, there's what looks to be a project for a guard tower. It's interesting. They're well fortified. No zombies out here so far. Them pulling up to the front of the manor. And she does get to see the few people who have somewhat gathered. And she finds out one thing. Their group is small. But after she does get a tour, she does see that this place, it can be a bona fide home for them. I mean, her group is small, but this place is huge compared to them. It could probably hold all those people back at the warehouse, too. Uh, this is insane. Her looking around the manor, spending an hour here trying to figure things out. And the two, they're here a little past noon, currently around 2 or 3. And she does try to ask the questions. Figure out how long they've been here. Find out what's going on. And if she didn't need any more proof that this place was safe enough, she saw Setsuna. And Setsuna, she was taking care of Eri. I mean, Jesus. There's a kid here. There's a lady here who's probably not going to be able to travel for a while. So, any more proof, and she'd probably say she died and went straight to heaven. A survivor's dream. A place far away from zombies. A place to stay. A roof over her head. Power, water. And the lady in the mechanic shop making shit? Yeah. Sign her right the fuck up. Kami a little happy, and the two, they do go to head out. They get right back over to her group. And when they do arrive, people, they're happy to see they're alive. Kami specifically. And she does come in with almost a big smile, telling everybody about what happened. And this is where Bakugo, he has a turn. They spent the whole day going around the city. They didn't get to UA. They can probably swing by tomorrow. Make a quick stop there. See how things. Huh? Him closing the door before going to turn and tell someone that he does need a bit of a hand here. Everyone looking towards him. As the barricades, they're put back into place, and the door, it is dead bolted, locked, and then they do go to shove something that does weigh quite a bit in front of it, before backing away and grabbing their weapons, asking him what he saw. Just shut up. Stay back. What is it? I don't know. I thought it was. It could be a deceiver. Them hearing a knocking on the door. Before they're confused. Hello? Is that. Shh. Don't let it know we're in here. Please. I'm so hungry. Please. Let me in. All of them hearing that thing. And it does unnerve some of them. Since it sounded like a person, at least at the beginning. Some people going to turn and make their way back down the hallway. The others still having their guns pointed at the front door. Before a loud bash can be heard, the person screaming again, "They're hungry!" And the creature on the other side, it does continue to pound on the wall. And everyone, they do feel scared. Bakugo being handed a shotgun and told what to do. Since this is bad, they need to just head upstairs and let the people on guard duty handle this. Okay, fine. Someone running up, expressing, listen, they're dealing with a lot of problems, but what? It stopped. Then looking back down the hallway, and it isn't there anymore. It's gone? Oh, wait a second. That's not right. What's not right? You know what this is? That thing should have stayed for longer. Does it know we're in here? Did you see it? I saw something out there. Listen, the sun's going down. These things, if it wanted to get through that door, it might be able to. It's not, those things are, I don't know how smart they are. Clearly, they're smarter than you give credit to. Or, no, that doesn't make sense. It wouldn't move on fast. It probably smelled us? What about their senses? You're right about that. You see, that doesn't give me any comfort. Will you two just shut up? They can probably still hear us. Are there still people down there? There are. Listen, we can get to the upper floors and try to get a visual on it. There's still light, right? Yeah, there is. We also have some lights hanging. We should be able to see anything that moves down there. Though, should we really turn them on? How dangerous is it? It can hold back a car. It can tear them up pretty damn well too. They can be ferocious. Then yeah, we need them on. If it finds the garage, then we might be screwed. Fine. Her going to turn, making her way down the hallway as Bakugo and Seiji, they do go to head up to the top floor, trying, not top floor, upper floor, trying to find out what exactly is outside. And this guy has a pretty clear image in his head. A humanoid looking creature. Bakugo, the more he does begin to describe it, it looks like a larger man, hunched over. However, its skull doesn't appear human anymore. It's it's hard to describe without just saying sort of human. It's bad. And this doesn't give the person comfort. The lights being turned on as everybody, they are on the second floor trying to find out where it could be. And people, they are also on the third floor, just trying to scan anywhere, see where it could have gone to, where it could be hiding. And they're not seeing anything. It's putting them on edge. And Bakugo, he does look outside. He does still have the shotgun with him. It's too large of a spread. He wouldn't hit anything with it, but he does still have his pistol. And he... No. The ground's clear. Hiding in a building, maybe? It could be... Wait, what is that? Looking across the way and seeing in the four-story window, right now, a hand being visible. It on the edge of the light, but it's... No, that outline. It's dark. But eyes. That doesn't look right. Him staring at the black-skinned creature. Its body clearly burned in a way. It doesn't... Shit, what the fuck is that thing? Its eyes pure red. And it does go to open its mouth and let out a scream before it is a jump forwards and smash into the floor above them. And people, they're doing a fire at this creature. Them trying to figure out what to do. And he does get a turn, making his way down the hallway and trying to run. Still feeling the pain, but trying to work through it. Trying to focus on his blood pumping through his chest, his heart pounding in his ears. Trying to make sure that these people, they can be left alive. A Night Stalker? No, that can't be it. They've heard of these things, but they didn't. Fuck. Him turning, making his way up the stairwell and going to wait. Since he doesn't hear any gunfire. Wait. No, that 5, 6 people up here. There could have been something. Bakugo hearing a sound. Before, it does sound a bit like a nail on a chalkboard. Something beginning to whistle. And this does catch him off guard. The sound echoing through the hallway as people do come running up the stairs. Staring at Bakugo, who does look at the door in the stair with his gun pointed directly at it. Right now, all of them doing the exact same thing. And this, it does alarm them. The door being thrown open as everyone, they do begin to open fire. But there's nothing. And then they do hear it scurry down the hallway, making its way down and away. Since it's smarter than they give it credit for. Kami? Bakugo, what was that? I don't know. Listen, I think I know what that is. You ever see it before? Not in person. It jumped. It what? From the other building. It jumped. How is that possible? I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Them hearing the whistling sound again, and it does get them off guard. Before they do go to try and make their way in, he has a shotgun. So, He's going to head in first, and whoever comes in needs to stay behind him. They've got to get this all squared away. And Marcus, he does go to move in. Currently, him holding a rifle and going back to back with Bakugo. Them turning on the lights since they need everything on right now. Kami trying to tell people throughout the entire building to turn lights on and lock doors. The lower floors are compromised, and things, they might not be so good for them. And there is a Bakugo. He is walking down the hallway, going to a door. Before he does go to throw the door open and begin to look around, going to slowly back away and make his way for the light, flipping it on and not seeing anything. And it's not here. Feeling someone hit into his back. Turning as the person, they do go to look at Bakugo, who does go to slightly calm down. You alright? I'm fine, Shindo. But this thing, I don't get it. Where did it go? Did it leave? I don't know. Did you see the others? No. No, I don't want to go down that way. Did anyone survive? I don't know. Turning. Making his way down there to see what's going on. But when he does turn a corner, they do to see the violence. They were ready. There's body parts scattered, shells on the ground, the claw marks on the wall. And oh God, that smell. What is that? That smells like... Bakugo, where's your gun? What? I think it's behind us. Are you sure? Bakugo, I'm pretty damn sure. Alright, I'm going to duck and you're going to fire. Alright, I don't care how much you do, I'm going all the way to the ground. I can hear it. I can't. Okay. Ready? Them hearing a small growling sound, and this makes the person immediately dive for the floor. Him turning around and beginning to step forwards, slam firing the shotgun as the creature, it is struck, screaming out before it does go to show its full size. Take up almost the entire hallway. It's 8 feet tall. Its hands are large. Its body, it was burned. This creature was lit on fire. And it does somewhat scare him, since it sounds mad. It sounds pissed. And whenever he does see the claws on it, it does try to swipe out, trying to grab the shotgun from Bakugo, trying to do anything. It does to cut the barrel. Currently, Bakugo firing out another shot as the spread does go a bit more wild. And this does make the creature go to scream. Before it does go look at Bakugo, and its 4 eyes do show the anger, the rage. Before is a bring up its arm and a tendril sent flying out. Currently going to wrap around Bakugo's throat as he does go to bring up his hand, grabbing this tendril for a person as I turn. Them bring up a weapon and the creatures as I turn, throwing them directly into the wall and going to smash them hard. The person spitting out blood and falling down to the left. Before Kami does come down the hallway, her turning and seeing Bakugo, who does sit there. And the creature, it does go to turn, seeing everyone before it does let go of Bakugo and make its way over to the person, currently bending down as its chest cavity does begin to crack and make a sound, before tendrils do go shooting out, and he does see it, watching as the person they're grabbed by the neck and then sucked up into his chest cavity. Before it does, gonna take a few shots from Kami and the others, turning and going to scratch Bakugo in the face. Him screaming out as it's going to jump through a window, making its leave. And this, it does alarm all of them. Currently, him screaming while grabbing his face and going to try and look around. He's okay. He's fine. Where to go? Outside. What the fuck was that? I don't know. I don't know. I can't breathe. Hey, catch your breath. Jesus, that looks a little bad. Catch your breath. Hungry. Her hearing that noise, turning and aiming back towards the window. Before she does get to turn again, hearing, "Let me in," looking at Bakugo. Before he does get to hold his radio, "I just want to play." This alarming her. Before he does stare down at this radio of his. The hairs on the back of his neck are standing on end. He's on edge. No, no, no. Just stand up, stand up, stand up. Climbing to his feet, trying to suck in his breath and breathe. If that thing comes back, it's going to kill all of them. How many? How many? 7. It got 7 of us. It was fast. I know. Oh, where's Shindo? I don't know. Listen, we're trying to figure out if everyone upstairs is safe. He might have gone upstairs. It's just them hearing a sound before they all do get a turn towards the elevator, which is going to open, and Shindo, along with some other people, do come stepping out. Them holding makeshift firearms. Before he has a turn, holding up a piece of pipe and a piece of 2x4, which has been molded a little bit into the shape of a stalk. Asking, "So what? Jesus. Are they okay? Is it gone?" "No. It, it ran off, but it, 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 Jesus. Is he okay?" I don't know. Bakugo, her turning, bring her hand up and snapping her fingers in his face. Though he does have a 1,000-yard stare. He's a little out of it. "Hello? Huh? Oh, what? Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Okay, you need to head upstairs. We'll join you in a bit. We've got to lock a few things down. We're going up." "Up? We need to get out of here. Are you sure you want to do that in the middle of the night?" He's right. Sorry, he's right. We have to leave." "Are you sure? If we head out there and we're on the move, we won't be able to see it." "Maybe. But we gotta go." "Listen, we're gonna run low on ammo. If we keep trying to get it while it tries to pull this shit on us," it was whistling, making those noises. "It's playing with us." He's right. It could have taken me, but it went after, I think, the dead guy. "Are you sure?" "I'm pretty damn sure. He didn't try to fight back." "You're serious?" "Yeah." Okay, okay. Listen, just get something for your face. We'll grab the cars. Alright? You're gonna be okay? I'll be fine. "Yeah, listen, I'll help too." Someone's stepping forwards, currently holding up their own shotgun, talking about it. Right now, they need all hands on deck. And Inosa does express, if he needs to, he'll grab the pistols. It'll be pretty damn hard for that thing to try and run if he's got 2 guns pointed at it. Okay, we need to think about this a little strategically. It's hunting us. You sure? Pretty sure. We need to aim for its weak points. Arms and legs. Does anyone have Molotovs? That thing was burned. I don't know if it likes fire or not, but clearly that might help. We might have some alcohol left. You sure? We might. Listen, it's up with Tatami and the others. Do you have antibiotics? We do. Fine. Go grab it, Inosa. Fine, fine. Go do that. But anything else? No, that should be it. Be careful, though. You hear anything strange? Just get away. All I'm understanding, and this does get the group breaking up. Currently, Kami needs to head downstairs and make sure they can have a clear path to the garage. Bakugo is trying to catch his breath, and after that's said and done, he'll begin escorting people down there. It's going to be challenging, but not impossible. Inosa, him, and a few other people are going to try and get Molotovs ready to fight. Once they have something, then they can get moving properly. Though, it does have a few problems. Currently, they need to be careful. Whatever this is, it's smart. It's weird. And not the good kind of weird. Something that they're not used to. And we do have Bakugo. He doesn't know how long it's been, but it's felt like an hour. Maybe more. Though he's probably just on edge. If it would have come back, it would have come back soon, right? Though, maybe, maybe not. Okay, okay. But the voices on his radio. That thing? But how? How did it do that? No, no. Does it have one? Probably some sort of infected? A smart zombie? No, no. It sounded like the thing outside on his radio. Great. So it can do this weird bullshit too. Lovely. This is going through his head. Before he does make a decision. Turning back on the radio. Wondering about what to do. Wondering if he's making a smart choice. It might give them some time. Might give them something. And there currently is with the radio, it does sit there silently. A little bit of static coming through. And he does go to someone sit there. Before a girl does someone come limping past with Bakugo. Or by Bakugo. Currently, her and Kami looking at each other. Since that guy, he's a little intense with that radio. Bakugo. Uh, Inosa, right? Yeah, we got the Molotovs. Now what? Now is the hard part. Listen, I'm thinking about a lot. I started hearing that interference before. And this thing, you guys have never seen it? No, but we've been dealing with that interference. Why? Okay. If this creature's abilities are mind sharing, Inosa. No, we have to know. Trust me. As much as I'd love to be respectful right now, if he knows something, he needs to share. Even if he thinks it's nothing. Right, Kami? Hey, I don't know for sure, but keep the radios on in the vehicles. It's connected somehow. It is? It's just a theory. I can hear it in my walkie-talkie. Kami heard it too. I heard something. Those broadcasts have been coming out for a while. Kami, it was the same damn thing in my radio that we heard downstairs. You don't know that. Are you serious? I think so. But that... You're saying that this thing might have been following us for weeks since we got here? Why hasn't it done anything? Maybe it has. You guys lost people, right? We have. But wouldn't that mean that Jasmine, Ray, maybe they didn't leave in the middle of the night? You're serious? Oh my god, it's been picking us off? We don't know that. No, but you heard him. Okay, okay. Let's just say, hypothetically, you're right. Then what? Then we get the fuck out of here. If we see it, we shoot it. And if we need to, we drive. Fast. Very fast. Well, that's good. We've got a few cars, and them hearing a loud sound, along with a scream. Before there is where everyone, they do go running down the hallway, currently heading down the stairs and then going out a door, making their way to the parking garage that is in the hotel. Now, there is a do see somebody being dragged away by a tendril, and it does alarm them, since the lights, they've been cut in an area of the garage, and they do begin to somewhat flicker. All of them watching on, for Bakugo's radio does begin to spit static, and then a sound can be heard, as they do to hear a violent crunch, before they do to hear the voice of the creature. It going to step out into the open, and they do get to watch as the lights do return to normal, before it does go to stand up tall, long, gnarly, and then it does get to open its mouth, it having tendrils fly out and then stick into the ceiling, before it does a scream out and its chest does a fly open, multiple tendrils begin to fly through the air and wiggle, before they do go to watch the lights, all of them cut, and everyone, they do to hear this thing begin to move. Currently, them watching the shadow leap up into the air as the lights, they do begin to go wild, and everyone, they begin to blast shots out at the creature, and it does begin to laugh, and all of them, they're scared. Currently, it's going to leap across the garage and onto a ceiling, beginning to crawl, someone blasting out and catching a glimpse of the creature, before another person is to throw a Molotov and it's a smash on the wall, providing light as it was a creature that does sit there on top of a car, its elongated limbs making it look almost like a spider, and it does a leap through the air before smashing into somebody, them going to let her scream before they hear another crunch, them all firing at this thing which came into close range, before it's a turn and batter a few people away. And Bakugo, he doesn't move backwards, turning and then going to grab one of the Molotovs, lighting it as Kami, she's going to watch him throw it through the air, it smashing on the creature as it does begin to scream out in pain, it going to turn and look at Bakugo, before it is a rush forwards and towards him. And this thing, covered in flames, is not happy. It brings its hands out for being shot in the head. And everyone, they do to see it fall to the left and then smash onto the ground. Before they do stand there, the light's coming back on, Ooh, everyone okay? Bakugo going to stand tall, trying to recover and bring up his weapon, walking over and blasting it in the head. Before, he has to rack the shotgun and blast it again, racking it again and blasting. And they do to watch, seeing as a creature, it does lay there. Its limbs are bent. They're odd. It's it's over, right? Shut up. Okay, but what about them turning and going to see their friends? Some of them are worse for wear. Some was sent flying backwards, and they do sit there, laying against the wall. They're not in very good condition, and then there's the fact that they seem to be worse for wear, especially since they're spitting up a lot of blood. Okay, hey, listen, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. We'll get you out of here. Tadami, what? Where is the car? I don't know. I don't have the keys. But you remember which one you drove, right? You know? I do. Yeah. But oh, what about the others? We need to go. I know. But at this rate, it's picking us off. We have to leave. No, maybe we don't. It's dead, right? All of them look at the thing's corpse, which does go to let out a small twitch. And it does have them concerned. She wants to burn it. Just just to be sure. I mean, they're her going to somewhat fall backwards into the wall. She's still exhausted, tired, hurt. And this is where Kami does a turn to Anosa before yelling at somebody to bring around a goddamn car. And they do look into the garage before they have some bad news. The tires are all punctured, and that doesn't sound too good. So if they wanted to go anywhere, they couldn't. They're on foot. What do we do? I don't know. The one across the street. The one in the alley. That's still there, right? From that one hunter dude or whatever? I think it is. We never brought it back in. Okay, so we do have a car. One problem. Shit. You're right. All of them trying to discuss it. Figure this out. I mean, they can head over and grab it, but they can't fit everybody here. I mean, one of them is about to pass out, the others are bleeding very badly, and the others are hysterical a bit. They're not sure what to do. They're just staring at the monster. And this does cause a bit of an uproar, since they do also start to yell at each other, trying to find out how this is going to happen. I mean, they have some supplies. They have way more people than can fit in a car like that. They might be able to fit in, what, 6 people, 7 uncomfortably, and 9 if they jam in there like a fucking can of sardines. But along with the supplies, it's going to be too much. They can probably fit in the trunk, and then there's the fact that that car, it might have a hole in the engine. If it does move and get them to the manor by some miracle, it's going to be one hell of a fucking miracle. So, they've got to make a choice. And this, Bakugo does not like. Trying to tell all of them. Kami's going to get the car. He knows what the manner is. You can't be serious. What if she just abandons us? Fuck you too. She's not. Just listen to me for a minute. All of you have to think this through. I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure those injuries are lethal. I'm pretty sure they're about a few minutes from making the choice for you. So there's that. There's what? Shindo, I suggest you don't. Where did it go? Everyone turning. And the creature that laid there dead, it's gone. And that does put the pressure on a bit. Some people beginning to freak out a bit more, yelling about what they need to do. And this has the group divided. So whenever Kimi does roll up, someone, they do yell at her to hand over the car. They're going to get out of here and leave. They're going to go. They have an idea about what to do. And this is where Bakugo, he's put in a position. 3 people. The other is injured and about to die. The Night Stalker gone. And the people behind him try to still discuss this matter a little civilized. They don't want to turn on each other. So they're dealing with the carjacking. Him reaching into his pocket before someone does watch Bakugo pull his revolver. The person yelling at Kimi to get out of the car so they can leave. That's what they're gonna do. Jesse, calm down. Do not fucking tell me to calm down. This city was a mistake. It was a mistake, Kimi. Just don't make me shoot you. Get the fuck out of the car, you bitch. Them being backed up by 2 of their fellow survivors. And it's not good. Him pulling the pistol before they do watch him cock the hammer. Someone aiming towards the group whenever Shindo did go to turn and ask them about what they're doing. Them aiming towards him and firing a shot. It whisking past him and hitting into the wall. Before Shindo, he does go to just freeze. Just stop. Just let us leave. Just go back inside and hide. We're sorry. Just don't fucking get us killed. Alright? You 3 really want to do this? What are you gonna do? I can't say much to you. But I know this is hard. Him holding his gun up and bringing it out to the right, holding it flat. And the dude stare at him, staring at the sidearm he does have. Okay. Just, we can talk this out. We're done talking. We're done talking. Alright? Fine. Just listen. Him stepping forwards before a bullet is sent flying through the air and smashing into his chest. Him falling backwards before he does gonna hit onto the ground. And the person, they do stare at Bakugo. Since they shot him. No. They just meant to put pressure on, but they pulled the trigger and no. That's bad. She killed him. Them staring at Bakugo before looking back at the rest of the group, yelling about what is happening before the screeching sound of the Night Stalker can be heard. And this, it's where he does a sit up and bring up his gun, closing his eyes before he just squeeze the trigger and then go to open his eyes again, before turning and then going to fire 2 more shots out. And everyone, they turn back to Bakugo, who just shot these 3 people dead. Them being struck in the chest. For one person, they were struck in the head. And it's not something he wanted to do. For he to climb to his feet and turn, telling all of them about what they've got to do. You really sure? Get in the car. We gotta go. Before walking over and getting in the passenger seat and staring down at his gun, Kami climbing back in as everyone they do to load up what they can, along with the fact that he does remain silent, and they do begin to move. It's a little terrifying. They thought that thing was dead. He shot it. He shot it in the head, but it didn't work. It got back up. It got back the fuck up. It's scary to them. Meanwhile, there is where Bakugo sits there, a little zoned out, a little scared. He killed them. They were scared, and he killed them. He doesn't know. Was it the right call? Maybe, but his chest still hurts. But he has to live with that. That thing. They're going to get far enough away from it if they need to. Once that happens, they should be okay. They should be okay. And this, it does go through their minds. They lost almost everybody. They're down to a third of their group. And that's being generous. They're scared. They're very scared. And there is a dude to pull to the manor. Somebody watching for the horn is honked. And he does go to carefully get out before bringing his hands up and trying to show off it's still him. Someone coming back down and then going to open the gates. Them seeing Tamaki, who does ask what they're doing here. Weren't they coming by tomorrow? Just open the gate, Tamaki. Dude, your face. Are you okay? No. No, I'm not. Okay. Fine. Just hurry up. The gate being pulled open before the vehicle does gonna move in, and Tamaki does try to ask questions. Seeing that he does still have his guard up, he's still scared about what was out there. Could it have followed them back to the manor? Could it have done more? It could have killed him. It was right there. He was right there. It just goes through his head again. He knows he can't just he just needs to maybe sit down. Try and calm himself down. Kendo finding him a few minutes later, sitting out on the steps to the manor. She met the newcomers, and after they all got a bit of a look around the area, they were pleasantly happy with this outcome. Though all of them, they had the same things on their mind. That thing was looking at their group. That thing could have followed them. So, they're going to be up all night and making sure that this place, it's safe, secured, and locked down. And luckily, it should be that way. They should be safe. If anything's going to come at this building, is gonna have to cross a fence and make its way a long way across that goddamn lawn. They'll be able to see it. Though it does pose another question. If Melissa can make landmines, since it could be a good thing to do. The creature's probably never seen them before. If it's smart, it'll avoid it. If it isn't, then boom. That's the hope, at least. You okay? Hmm? You scared me. You scared me. Your face is still cut. We've got to clean that before it gets worse. You gonna be fine? Bakugo. I've never seen that before. I didn't want to do it. Bakugo? The thing was toying with us. It. I didn't see it behind us. I didn't see it following us. It wanted us to kill each other. What are you talking about? It wanted us to kill each other. Fucking hell. Him breaking down. And she does try to comfort him. Try and get him back inside and get him something for not only his pain, but to keep him okay. They've got to soap his face. That cut is still bleeding a little bit. But after that, they can figure out what to do. Get Dr. Chizaki tomorrow for their injuries and they're sick, and then go from there. Figure out how to handle this. And she'll try and help him put back together the pieces. Since his mind isn't exactly okay at the moment. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, because this was my favorite infected I created. And someone is watching this and they know that. And I've told them a few details about this thing, but I left out quite a lot about it. So when they get to a part, I'm expecting them to be like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then I'm expecting them to message me, asking me questions about how I thought of this creature. Anyways, my mind is a wonderful place. Have a good night, guys.